look at how you build community.
Yeah,
like
for
how
sure.
deep your community is.
Right. And now I feel guilty because I'm not gonna lie, there are a lot of people that reached out to me from the Landmark community, and I went through a stage for 6 months where I was not talking to anybody.
And that's okay. You could even tell that with whoever shows up. You could be like, "This is what was showing up for me, and kind of obviously calling you, but I'm good now."
Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
That's funny. But yeah, no, I'm so glad to hear your voice. Like, it always makes me so happy, and yeah, I'm here to support you, and I'm excited for your vision and your journey, and yeah, I can't wait to see you continue to who you're being in the world, and how it's impacting your communities.
Thank you. Did you know that just this call has made you present to how simple it can be to just be in communication? And that was all from your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Because it takes something to call the people that you know and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." Who you know or who you know. And it's fucking awesome. It's great.
Yeah, that's funny. I love what you said. Definitely resonates, because I didn't think it was that easy, or that I was resisting, but I was like, huh. I'm hiding behind like posts on social media, which is totally like not being in the world, right? So it's
I'm really sorry, but I was going to actually reach out and be like, "Who are you actually speaking to now?" Because I love your posts and I love the media. Who are you actually like having conversations with? That
Yeah,
you're getting forward?
exactly. So this one day that 50 calls has been more productive than the 50 hours of posting.
Well, those will probably pay dividends.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, who knows, man? It's like one of those things that I don't know, but it's been fun too. I mean, not gonna lie, some of it is just me challenging myself to like, all right, how can I write like a somewhat polarizing post, like, because like being a recovering people pleaser, it's like for me to even take a stand sometimes feels like difficult. So it was like in itself a breakthrough to just like do that,
Yeah, I really get it. You have no idea how much I get it. Like, I think I don't know if you fully heard my acknowledgement.
Oh.
Because you're fucking doing it.
No. Yeah.
Can you get that? It may not be showing. The results may not be showing.
Touche.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? But you're doing it.
Right.
So you're like that guy or that girl or that human being who's like, digging and digging and digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. And the diamonds are right there.
Yeah, I love that. It's a good reminder, because like it doesn't feel like I'm I'm doing it, but yeah, I think we're always our own worst critic is what I'm hearing. Yeah.
And as recovering people pleasers, it's really there's always a conversation in the background that it's not enough.
Yeah, this conversation has me present to the being as well, right? In addition to the doing, because I think it has to be a combination of both, right? Well, it doesn't have to be, but I think to move the needle forward, I think there needs to be like a little, or it would help to have a combination of both.
Yeah. I'm really good at the being.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I hear you.
It's that conversation that I have to give up.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
What type of coach?
Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I've been I think you probably have thought about this a lot as well. I went through like a whole thing, like I would say maybe 6 months of just trying to like figure out what it was, because I think everyone's like trying to put everyone loves to put language into it, right? So there's always like all right, how can I put Davidson in a box? So it's like, am I supposed to tell you about how my client cried yesterday because he's a man? And I was like, hey, like, Mike, like, I love you. And it doesn't matter if you're successful and how much money you make, like, you're still lovable. And like, I love you. Right. Or is it, it's like every day is like something different. So it's hard for me to answer that because like, it literally just depends on the context of like what the person is dealing with in the moment, but the marketing quote unquote collateral and like the experts say that I should brand myself as helping humble high achievers who struggle with self-doubt and self-criticism. So
I love it.
that's yeah. So that's after, and it only cost me $12,000 to figure that out. And 10 workshops and 200 hours. You think so?
Yeah. I do, because you could at least say it with certainty how the experts say, right? And I believe you. And others will too. You just if you can I share?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Have a conversation. I bet you already do. But also have a conversation. Try to have a network, like a community. That reminds you, you're talking Davidson, okay? Okay?
Aww.
You're fucking part of those. You actually can listen. Most people can't listen. Most people don't even know that they're not even present. Okay? Right? And it may not look how it's supposed to look. Right? But that's just because there's no actual way that it's supposed to look. It's this idea that we're attached to.
Yeah.
That has this belief. Right?
Yeah.
And have to speak to someone who reminds you who the fuck you are.
Aw. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I have you in my corner, that's for sure. Aw.
This is sweet.
Yeah.
If business owners, okay. If I hear of any coaching like that, or anyone looking for something, I will definitely send them your way.
Yeah, thank you so much. And likewise, are you looking, who would you want me to introduce you to? Is there anything in particular or any type of human being that you're interested in meeting?
If you see someone who is out to be willing to explore, or they're hungry for color and taste and sound, if you know of anyone who wants the depth with themselves and others.
I have someone you should meet.
Yeah?
Yeah, her name is Gabby Garreau. Hey.
Garreau.
Yeah. I think here I'm doing the text message now. Hey Gary, I think you would both enjoy meeting each other.
Nice.
She's cool. She's cool. I won't give any additional context because I don't want to. I wanted to, you guys could discover each other newly.
Yeah. Oh my God! Stop it, David. This is what I mean. Look at how delicious. You just led me to water, and you're like, you see that? It's glistening. Doesn't it look so delicious? You want to taste it, don't you? See?
Love it.
And I do. I definitely want to taste. Now I can go on the street center, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, she's cool. Like I don't even know how to describe her, but she's like into astrology and like she's like very spiritual. And she's like, I think she's currently on like a road trip, so she's just like driving like all across, like I don't know, somewhere in America. Yeah, yeah, she's cool. You guys will get along.
High performance coaching. I'm trying to think of like who do I know that is high performance coaching.
Well, I think a good, because it's always like who you are like 3 years ago, right? So the advice that these experts have told me is like, just tell people like who's people who are like on the surface, like they're making good money, but they seem like they're like lost souls, like they're still trying to figure it out. Like they're trying to, like they're, there's like something missing.
They're unhappy.
Yeah. Like they're like career wise, outside wise, like it looks great, right? But on the inside, they're like trying to find themselves. I was like, oh yeah, that is me.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Trust me, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the last 2 weeks of partnership expiration, so I'm kind of
You're
excited.
at the end of partnership.
Oh, I should ask you. This is perfect. So do you remember for the community book? So the question that I would like to ask you is what can you, and I think you kind of answered it in this conversation, but I'll just do it like as designed, which is man, hopefully I'm doing this right. It's what can you count on me for? And shit, do you remember this?
What can you count on me for? And
Here, you can answer that one, and I'll look up the actual verbatim words.
I can tell you what I can count on you for. To be authentic.
Oh.
I can count on you to communicate what's really there for you.
Oh.
Without being open to contribution, or not even contribution, what I have to say. Like I always feel that whatever there is that I have to say, you're willing to at least hear it.
Wow. Sorry, I just read. Okay, so even that I got. Well, I guess technically not wrong, but the actual 2 sentences that they asked us is, what do you think I'm accountable for, and what do you hold me to account for?
Ooh, see, it's so funny that you're asking me that question, because in my last weekend of team, I discovered, or team 2, I discovered how much I resist managing people's promises.
Ooh. Yes. Oh yeah, and you were the
T2 expansion causer.
Oh, okay.
I was also the T2 access to power causer. I was also the T2 something else causer. I don't remember. I just had accountability.
Yeah. Oh wait, are you done now? You're done with? Are you still on?
I did. I completed.
Oh my god.
With your sister.
Oh, cool. Oh my god. So what was it like to kind of like witness that? Because obviously, I see her like transformation like when we hang out on the weekends, but what was that like?
It was beautiful. I mean, like to see her being able to be with any communication is really beautiful. Like the how she can now, like in the beginning, I could still hear the defensiveness, right? Not as a judgment, but from the she would always have something to reply, and now she stops, and it's just so beautiful. And then how she brings, she's all about love.
Yeah,
she really is.
Aww.
And how daring she is, opening up her own bakery.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Her relationship, asking for what she wants, being clear on what she wants. That's bananas.
Aw, yeah,
It's so beautiful.
that's awesome. Thanks for creating the clearing for her to practice and be with and be direct and asking for what she wants. Like it's very evident. She's the one in our family, the glue that brings us together. So thanks for creating that space for her.
Thank you. What can I count on you for is the question, right?
What do you think I'm accountable for? And the second question is, what do you hold me to account for?
Okay. You want the truth? I think you're accountable to bring peace and happiness in the world. That sounds like a really heavy pill to, but I that's who I see you as. So what I hold you accountable for, what I hold you accountable for is to always keep on growing. That sounds ridiculous, I know, but I'm just being completely direct with you, which what shows up.
Yeah.
What I keep you accountable for is that you're consistently putting yourself at the edge.
No. Wow.
And I hold you accountable that this sounds terrible, but that we are actually in communication because your videos allow for me to see you. And for me, that's a sort of communication.
Aw. Yeah. Wow. Would you like for me to answer it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I think? Oh, what do you think I'm accountable for? And you prefer Victoria, right? Or do people call you?
I get called many from Victoria, Vicky, sweetheart.
Sweetheart? Aw. Okay, I'll call you Honey Buns. All right, I guess if I lead with that, then I'll be laughing. So let me be more serious, I guess. All right. So, and all right, let me just acknowledge what you just said first. So, thank you so much. Like, I really needed this. I feel like it's been a rough 11 weeks. Like, I just, it's been. I would say it's been difficult to kind of be with a lot of the uncertainty that comes with like launching my 52-week transformation program and creating all these communities and just like a lot of the stuff that I'm up to. So thank you for your presence, your love, your affection, and your very powerful listening of me. And I agree. I do think, and it's interesting because I don't relate to myself as peace and happiness. I actually quite the contrary. Like I relate to myself as chaotic and all over the place. So thank you for seeing me despite, how I show up sometimes. And I think you are right. Like I am always growing and you as well, right? I think we definitely connect on that. Like I don't know too many other people that have like really taken on transformation at the level that both of us have. So thank you for your consistency and your stand in the world. And yeah, I think we're both putting ourselves on the edge, right? So I think we definitely see each other. Like we get each other is what I meant. And yeah, that does make a difference because sometimes like in the world of like when you're making a lot of videos, there's not a lot of like quote unquote like feedback sometimes, like because it's just like you just look at numbers and it's like, oh, 300,000, like that's cool. Like, but you don't sometimes I forget like these are actually like human beings across the virtual world that we're living in. So thank you for communicating that helps me feel like a little bit more inspired to just be consistent and like to give a little bit less shit about what other people may think. um and to answer, I think you're accountable for being, like you said, like being is the most powerful gift you could give someone, and you have that, like you've mastered that. Um, compassion, love, joy, curiosity, exploration, adventure. I think you're accountable for all of those things, and so much more. I'm sure, right? Because I'm sure a lot has happened since we were able to hang out more regularly. And I think I can hold you to account for. I love what you said, right? It's like partnership at the level of like, hey, we don't even have to be chatting every day, but we're still in partnership. Like that's very powerful to know that. Definitely like is moving and inspiring me, and it's getting me all teared just like when I'm present to that. So thank you for present. It's funny because I resist landmarks so much, right? Obviously, I didn't complete T2. I've completed partnership explorations, but I would say this is like my worst. I guess if I'm being honest, right, this is like probably the least connected I've felt to the landmark community. I think just because, like, truthfully, I think I've related to it as like a lot of like cold calling slash marketing for landmark courses, which is like not the best way to kind of realize, like, it's just not present. Like, I think there's both sides to it, right? Yes, like that's a component of it, and thank you for helping me see how much of a contribution it's been to our family, right, via Jenny, and how she's showing up with her new boyfriend, who I really enjoy his company as well. So yeah, so back to, yeah, so I can hold you to account. What do you hold me at? It's so weird. It's like such the language is so interesting. How like landmark, like it's like, but it's also very intentional, right? So, what do you hold
Yeah,
me?
it's ontological. I think so that we can get present to our listening of the person who's in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we may not believe it, but we hold people accountable, and we,
Mm.
think people are accountable for things. So that's where sometimes we react from the unconscious communication.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. It's everything with like with anything in landmark, it's very ontological. Um, yeah. So I think. Sorry, I'm like turning on the heat because I'm getting cold. I don't know why I just got chills all of a sudden. I think I can hold you to account, or not. I know I could hold you to account for.
What do you hold me account to? What do you hold me account for?
Like you, as in like Victoria, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because I'm like, oh, I have to like get this right or say the right thing. So let me just stop overthinking it. I would say compassion, like being real, um, exploring the different levels of consciousness, um, family, like untraditional or untraditional ways of family, right? Like family could look like the landmark community or whatever other communities and tribes that you're a part of. Being a mirror, being a stand for people to continue to explore, and also like wisdom. I would say I definitely relate to you as a living example of like the partnership and wisdom courses.
Thank you for that. That's really interesting because I have it that I'm so far removed from wisdom and partnership.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
Yeah, because I don't actually remember most of the distinctions. And I think while I was doing it, there was a lot of getting it right and a lot of discovering myself and a lot of discovering the depth of my trauma. Not as a victim, but like the depth of how my body had, I was constantly in fight or flight. And I didn't even know that.
Wow.
And after IOP, which is when I did the communication courses, I studied wisdom. And after that, I went into partnership. But in wisdom, I actually started, after IOP, seeing myself and sharing, and I started dating a woman. And then I stopped engaging in the conversations. Because after partnership, I did a vacation course, and I stopped being active in any type of communication, and I slowly disengaged. And I don't know what it was, but I stopped standing in transformation and started seeing the world very bleak, to say the least, right? But still being expressed, still looking like I still expanding, if that makes any sense. Just not realizing that all those like traumas that I definitely wasn't present for didn't show up as traumas anymore.